Now you're ready to start making your cabinets. Making your cabinets is completely up to you how you want to do it. I have decided to just use some cheap lumber from Lumber Store. It's just a 1x12 by 3 foot long, and I'm going to begin the process of cutting it into 3-inch slots for the parts of my cabinets. Now that some of the boards are cut, we actually have to cut them to height. The top of my cabinet, the cabinet top, I want to be 24 inches. So I'm going to double stack 2 3/4 inch sheets of plywood. So I need 22.5 inches on each one of these, and I need to cut 5 of them for the cabinet. Alright, I've cut my 5 boards, and now they're flush on the bottom, and we want to make them flush on the top, so they're all clamped together. And since they're flush, we'll just cut this edge off. Now they're all flush together. So the top and the bottom are flush, so now it'll be easier to make the cabinets together. We're gonna use a tool now called the Kreg Jig, and this one you can buy for I think 20 bucks, and it makes pocket holes, which is supposed to be the strongest joint you can use in cabinet making. So all I do is I just use the clamps that I've used for everything else, and then once you get it clamped down, you screw it in, and we'll get started. Alright, so now Kreg also makes a screw. They make many different kinds, but it's just a square head screw, and it's got the flange on it. So the screw will go into the pocket hole, and then with a special bit, it's just a 4-inch square head bit, you'll screw it in, and you can use glue. I'll probably use glue on the sides, and you'll screw it into your other boards, and it'll make your faceplate of your cabinet. Alright, so we have our pocket holes made in our board. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start connecting up our boards. So it's going to end up sitting like this. So what we got to do first, I glue the side that I'm going to put the screws into. So you don't have to apply a lot, just a little bit, and don't worry about extra coming off. So put on your glue, then you push it into the spot where you want it. Make sure it's flush where you want it to be, otherwise you're going to have to sand and cut it down. So now you take your screws that you got, put them on your drill, and just drill them into the pocket holes. Glue coming out of both sides probably, so just take a rag or paper towel and just wipe it down so that you don't have any extra glue sitting on top of your board. Make sure to do both sides too. When you put together your boards, you want to have as flat of a surface as possible, just because it makes it easier so that you don't have to make sure everything's level when you're putting your screws in. Alright, so once you got that done, you got the start of one of your cabinet frames. You'll probably end up putting drawers or just shelves in them, but we'll go over that later. Alright, so this is what we finished up with in our last video, and next we're going to add on these ones. So they're going to go right here, and then we'll add another board like this afterwards. And we'll just keep adding on that way until we have the complete face frame done.